Golf's known as the gentleman's sport, so you wouldn't expect a lot of incidents to happen. But now, thanks to a certain country's interference in the sport, we're seeing quite a lot of talk about it. Even with all that, it's pretty tame until it isn't, and getting your hands on a match ball is a dream for any sports fan. So let's talk about how a pedestrian picked up Nelly Korda's golf ball in a hilarious incident. First off, the birdie incident. It's fair to say Nelly Korda's had an interesting week. During the Amundi Evian Championship, she managed to make par after finding her golf ball fully submerged in the water. Then, after playing her third round, Korda swore in her post-round press conference in a joking manner. But yeah, she swore on live television. Why? Because she was frustrated with her play and was asked what she'd be doing between then and the final round. Her response? Trying to get back together. All the golf and Nelly fans know that's not what we consider a typical Nelly response. The 2021 Women's PGA Championship winner, Korda, had made a strong start to the final round of the major, opening with back-to-back birdies as she came very close to the leading pack. But her interesting day continued when at the par 4 6th hole, her approach shot skewed off into the trees and settled in the wood fragments along a trail for audiences. Playing the final round of the women's major in France at the Evian Resort Golf Club, a spectator thought they had found a souvenir. In fact, it was Korda's golf ball, and she just picked it up. You know what? We don't blame her. Any one of us would have picked it up thinking it's our lucky day. This event happened on the par 4 6th hole in Evian-les-Bains. Next up, the woman's reaction. As the golf ball comes to rest on the wood chippings on the right-hand side of the fairway, a female spectator picked it up and went away with it. Well, she also took it to the marshal, and if you watch the video, it looked like she was being informed that she shouldn't have done that. This caused a bit of a shock reaction from the woman. There were frantic arm movements from the marshal. He was probably amazed at what the woman had done. We would absolutely love to know what was said. The marshal's response in this video is amazing, utterly hilarious. Come on, if you know absolutely nothing about golf, why would you dare even touch a golf ball? Oh dear. But commentator Grant Boone said in a video shared on Twitter by Sky Sports Golf that it's not a souvenir. He also added that the spectator was in big trouble now, which ended up not being the case, because thankfully for the younger of the Korda sisters, she was not penalized. Lastly, don't pick up the ball. The incident, hilarious as it was quickly dealt with, because no matter how amazing it is to find a ball, we'd prefer it's not during a game because, well, that's very embarrassing. In the video, we saw that the official quickly advanced toward the spectator and directed her back to the area where she had found the ball. There, she dropped it back onto the ground before casting an ashamed look at the steward. We get it. She probably thought it was her lucky day, but she probably didn't think she'd become part of the news by just picking up a ball. We love seeing new fans coming out to golf tournaments, but you've got to know that picking up a ball isn't the right move. As you'd expect, the man who appeared to be with the fan gave her a quick lesson in proper tournament etiquette. And you don't just pick up a ball you don't know about. The rules of golf state that if your ball is moved by an outside influence, such as an animal or a spectator, there's no penalty to anyone and the ball must be replaced. Korda learned about the incident when the ball arrived and was given a better lie, but continued to double bogey, dropping her back to even par for the round. It was the only double bogey she carded at any of the 72 holes across the event. So Korda went on to make a double bogey on the hole, but bounced back with a birdie and an eagle to get back into contention. And the game thankfully continued. Oof, wouldn't want to be in the place of the fan. But to be fair, if she was a fan, she had to know she couldn't touch the ball. Most sports fans know that. Maybe she didn't care and really wanted to take the ball home and show her friends that she got it from an international players club. That's something to brag about. At least she has a story to tell for the hangouts. But let's now talk about some other golf-related news. First off, report reveals super rich English agency is the key to live golf defections. A report has exposed the important role played by CM Management in live golf after Henrik Stenson decided to join the Saudi-backed series. Live golf continues to cause disruption, and it's no surprise to hear that it's not just the players who are earning a small fortune. It's a lot of people. And frankly, we think it's just the beginning. A report by The Telegraph's Jamie Corrigan and Tom Morgan has shown a light on the workings behind the scenes in LIV Golf. And it's very interesting to say the least. The news shows that CM Management, based in Banbury, Oxfordshire, represents 5 players who have joined LIV. Those players are Henrik Stenson, Lee Westwood, Laurie Cantor, Ian Poulter, and Sam Horsfield. It was also reported that between them, their combined signing-on fees with the Saudi-backed upstart total 70 to 80 million pounds. That's crazy money. Clearly, there's a lot of commission for those who broker the deals with the Saudis. It's not just the players who are getting rich, viewers. An agent told the paper that in normal conditions, the agency would take 15 to 20% of appearance fees. But surely that can't be the case here, as it would mean they've raked in 8 figures in the space of a few months. The consensus is they must be on something like 5% of the joining fee and a percentage of the on-course earnings, which in first place is $4 million. Even that's a pretty hefty amount, but they won't be getting much commission from normal sponsorship because sponsors are walking away from the LIV players, even though Poulter's now dealing in cryptocurrency deals too. What has also reportedly raised eyebrows at the DP World Tour HQ is that CM's managing director previously worked for the tour until last year. His name is Ollie Banks, and he was previously head of player strategy and development on the old European Tour circuit. That is proper shady. There was no way Saudi Arabia was doing all this alone without inside help. Then Sergio Garcia to hold off on quitting DP World Tour in hope of playing Ryder Cup. He isn't leaving as of yet, so good news for his fans. Sergio Garcia is part of the breakaway Saudi-funded LIV Golf Series, like many players who joined the league recently. And he said he'd be quitting the DP World Tour, but European players need to be a member of it to be eligible for the Ryder Cup. He told ESPN that he wants to at least see what's happening when the Ryder Cup qualifications start. Garcia also wants to see what kind of rules and eligibilities they have in there, and if he agrees with what they are, he'll definitely keep playing whatever he can on the tour and try to qualify for that Ryder Cup team. And if not, then he'll move on. But it's definitely something that's on his mind. The next Ryder Cup will take place in Rome in September 2023. In case you didn't know, Americans need to be members of the PGA Tour, which is banning any of its members that have joined LIV to be eligible. The DP World Tour has even punished, but not indefinitely banned, LIV golfers. Yup, it's getting that serious. And lastly, Darren Clarke edges Patrick Harrington to win the first senior major. Enough about the LIV and Saudi Arabia versus America issue. We want to close this video with a bit of happy news, so we'll tell you something about the Senior Open. Darren Clarke closed his first Senior Open title by 1 shot from Ireland's Patrick Harrington at Gleneagles. He birdied the 18th hole of Sunday's final round to card a 69 and finished 10 under. Clubhouse leader Harrington had picked up 6 birdies in a superb back 9 to shoot 67, but it wasn't enough to deny Clarke a first senior major. Clarke becomes just the 4th man to win the Open and Senior Open after Gary Player, Bob Charles, and Tom Watson. Well, it's gonna be celebrations tonight at Darren Clarke's house. And now, that's it from our side for today. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions or thoughts about Nelly Korda's ball being picked up by a walker or other golf news that we gave you, comment below. See you in the next one.